Major General Dr. Rajan Kochar, defense and geopolitical expert, also with us on the broadcast. A very good morning to you, General. General, what's the biggest takeaway at this point in time? Is it the fact that the children who were killed in that Minab airstrike, they were given seats on that official flight? Is it the fact that Donald Trump says that this is not going to be a delegation talk between equals, but a last chance? And he also goes out on a limb and says the only reason the Iranians are alive is to negotiate. So, what's the biggest takeaway, even as the entire world anxiously waits for something to give as part of this peace talks?
Good morning, Kabir. I think a narrative war is already started, and
Yep.
there's a psychological operation on. When Trump is signaling a very strong stand ahead of the talks, and he wants this talks to go through at any cost. You can see that kind of signaling Trump is trying to give to Iran that you have absolutely no option but to go through these talks. At the same time, you look at this uh, children your photographs as being shown on your visual, the school bags and all. What Iran is trying to paint Israel and United States as an aggressor, and the sympathy which I think Iran wants to generate from this display is very evident. So we are now looking at, I call it a historic moment, and why I call it a historic moment is that we have finally come to a stage that we have started talking. Delegations have already arrived. What is important is the two preconditions which have been set by Iran. And I was just reading in the morning some unconfirmed news is that most probably it has been accepted by both US and Israel. The first is a $6 billion unfreezing of accounts of Iran by the US, because that was a precondition that some of their accounts should be unfreezed. So I believe that may be happening. Second is a ceasefire in Lebanon. So now this becomes a contentious issue because Kabir, you would be aware that an Israeli offensive is right now on with one armored division and one infantry division and a couple of independent brigades already into Lebanon, and fierce fighting is going on there, and possibly Israel does not want to let go this opportunity. So I think it will take a lot for Israel to withdraw its forces from there, because ceasefire can only take place once you come back. These forces are already inside. So I think that should be the biggest challenge. But given the fact that these two preconditions which Iran had stated are
Yeah.
being met to a large extent, and that is why these talks are on. So I
Credible
think
points, General. Give us an insight of what these visuals actually tell us. These visuals of the Iranian delegation and Asim Munir himself right there, the interior minister himself right there on the tarmac. It seems like quite the fanfare when the Iranian delegation has arrived in Pakistan. And with the points that you've mentioned, the unfreezing of the $6 billion assets, ceasefire in Lebanon, God knows how that's going to deal, a blow to the Knesset, what's going to be happening in the mind of Benjamin Netanyahu. But what does this tell us? These tarmac pictures, the red carpet welcome for the Iranian delegation, it seems like the rhetoric, the narrative, it's already tilting towards Tehran's side, isn't it? Or I could be wrong. What's your assessment, sir?
no, you're absolutely right, because see, Tehran is being wooed by Pakistan, and Pakistan is desperate. Pakistan's feels that in case these talks go through, Pakistan's standing in the world community will drastically alter, because right now Pakistan is known as a pariah state because of its fueling terrorism in this area. It has terrorist camps there. There is a war and unjust war going with Afghanistan. A bombing of the rehab center has also brought wide and adverse publicity to Pakistan. So Pakistan is looking at this as an opportunity once in a lifetime, I would say that, because Pakistan has never been entrusted with a peace talk, let alone any other peace initiative. So I think stakes are very high from Pakistan, and the kind of signals also emanating, where Shahbaz Sharif also made a statement in the morning that he is extremely hopeful and things will work out the way it has been planned. So I
Yeah.
think to a large extent they are trying to woo
And
and
General, also look at the Lebanon conundrum. The Lebanon conundrum, as part of that X post that Shehbaz Sharif had earlier posted, Lebanon was included as part of that ceasefire. And then minutes after, J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz, they all came on record to say Lebanon is not part of this ceasefire. So what is Pakistan's role here essentially? Is it the mediator? Is it the messenger? And there were so many opinion pieces talking about how Pakistan is being able to punch above its weight. But on the other hand, several other blog posts talking about how Pakistan was just a stooge of the United States, doing nothing more than being a Harry Potter's owl, carrying one message from one end to the other.
very pertinent and relevant points made by you, Kabir, because it's important for the viewers also to understand that firstly, Pakistan has no expertise in negotiation. We have never seen Pakistan in any of the Middle East or any other negotiation. So that would be one drawback which Pakistan will have. Second is Pakistan has been like a messenger only. You're absolutely right. Because it has only been conveying messages from Iran to the US and US to the Iran. And the third important point is Pakistan is a stooge of the United States. The copy paste controversy, you are aware of that copy paste controversy, and Pakistan was exposed in that, being a rubber stamp of the United States. And we all, and the viewers also need to remember that whenever you appoint a negotiator or a deal maker, he has to be acceptable to all the stakeholders. So Pakistan even does not have any kind of diplomatic relations with Israel. They don't have embassy in Israel, and Israel doesn't have an embassy in Pakistan, and there is no diplomatic communication ever between Israel and Pakistan. Only threatening messages have been going along between the two countries. So it is quite a challenge now for Pakistan, and especially this Lebanon issue has come up, and it has been badly handled by Pakistan, I believe so, because there is an element of distrust I see between Israel and Pakistan. And whenever you have a distrust with a negotiator, because you never had this kind of a situation when Oman was dealing with this peace talks, or when Qatar was dealing with the peace talks, because there was an element of trust. And here we find that the element of trust is not there between Israel and Pakistan. So it is extremely important. I think that's why President Trump had to make a call to Netanyahu. He was, I think, most trying to get Netanyahu on board as far as Lebanon was concerned, because Donald Trump knows domestically also he's in a tight situation with the NATO countries. Also, he doesn't have support. He stands isolated today, and he is desperate to end this war.